Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. And as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast. And check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth. And always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sport G, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions.
And now, here are your hosts.
Oh, here we are. Week 1 of the playoffs. Week 14 of the regular season. It's Fantasy Hack. I'm Chris. JR's with me.
Yeah, man.
Jack is here. Oh, man. I got 4 out of 5 teams in the playoffs. I thought I had 5 out of 5. But the Yahoo, I'm going to use this term lightly, the Yahoo Pro League that I'm in goes 14 weeks and then 2 weeks of playoffs. I didn't know that setup was that way. So now I still got to fight for one more. I got to fight to protect my playoff position one more week. But how did you guys do this week?
7 out of 10 here. Actually 7 out of 10 that I made the playoffs. And I think I actually won 7 out of 10. I had a pretty good week overall.
I know I'm in the playoffs 4 out of my 5, and I was very close to making the playoffs in the league I missed. But Stephon Diggs decided to get shut out in the second half last night, so thank you, Mr. Diggs. Very nice.
Well, that's what happens when you need help from other teams to get in.
Hey, Russell Wilson, I needed less than 22 points from him to get a bye week, and he delivered. So thank you for that, Russell. In our league, John, man, I tell you, I pulled quite the resurrection act because I did not start out well and somehow ended up 8-5. So you gotta love fantasy football.
Pretty sure I'm on a bye week.
Oh yeah, you're the best team in the league in that league, sir.
Well, as you know, it only takes one bad week to stumble. So I will be humble in case I stumble.
Yes.
I have to say, if you were a betting man this week, in terms of the games, you probably lost some money. This was a brutal week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I went 6 and 10.
The Eagles became the Lions.
Yeah, welcome
to the epic failure.
Yeah, I said we now have the equalizer. We lost to the Redskins. You guys lost to the Dolphins.
So Jack and I were attending the Cardinals-Rams game, and Cardinals fans were heckling me with my Eagles stuff on. I said, "You guys are losing 34-0.
Yeah,
why are you heckling me?"
The Rams are housing you.
They're like, "You're supposed to be good. We're supposed to suck." I'm like, okay, can't really argue.
It's true. You do have a Super Bowl title.
When you lose to the Dolphins, you really can't gloat or even make any comment. You're done. So I was done.
But, I mean, we'll get to it. But how about Devontae Parker essentially being the waiver wire pickup of the year? It's looking like.
Yeah, I only wish the Eagles would have picked him up because he could have been easily obtained in a trade, and they passed. And today, finally, Mac Hollins was cut. A man that is unknown in fantasy circles because he has been irrelevant for years and has not caught a pass this year, and finally was released by the Eagles, who have no receivers.
That was kind of brutal. He never gets thrown to. He never has a chance to make a play. But the most brutal part about it was they sent him to go to an event yesterday, and he did all this good. He had the jersey on. He was with all the fans, and then they just cut him the next day. I thought that was pretty brutal. That's the NFL, I guess.
Old Tombstone meme would say, well, bye.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some relevant fantasy players. Let's get into the games this week.
Yeah, let's start on Thanksgiving. Okay, Lions, Bears.
My man, dude, blow my.
David
blew it.
David Blau, David Blowit, David, whatever you're going to call him.
Game.
Yeah, but it's.
I don't care.
I didn't even know Jeff Driscoll was hurt. And apparently he's on IR for the rest of the year, so. Yeah. Allen Robinson being just pretty much showing it's the only Bear you want to own. Lions, Kenny Golladay.
Respectable day.
Yeah. Trubisky looking like a superstar because obviously he's playing the Lions.
Oh my! What is this? 29 completions, 338 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He was only picked once.
That's
Yeah.
like a 2 week. That's 2 weeks of yardage for him.
I saw a stat against the Lions. Mitch Trubisky has 6 touchdowns. Against the rest of the NFL, the rest of the season, he has 7 touchdowns. Just let that sit there, Lions fans.
SOL, same old Lions.
Yeah, Bo Scarborough. If you are hurting for a running back and he's still on the waiver wire, a deep flex play. But you got to be, people got to be hurt. You got to you got to be in rough shape to be picking up Bo Scarborough.
Bo Scarborough.
Let's see the midday game on Thanksgiving, the Bills and the Cowboys.
That was a great. That was beautiful.
Cole Beasley, if he's still on the waiver wire, pick him up.
If I may add that was my bold prediction last week that the Bills would defeat the Cowboys, and I came through.
See, this game.
But then you bit the dust on Sunday when the Dolphins won.
Yeah,
That's all right. I'm only talking about my bold prediction.
This game confuses me as far as are the Cowboys bad or are the Bills good? Because I'm still not sure about the Bills.
These teams are in the same category where their record is their schedule.
Yep.
This is the Bills' statement win, so to speak.
Yeah, because that's
Look
the
at
thing
the
is
Cowboys' schedule. They have not beaten good teams. They lose to the good teams. Now the Eagles have beaten the good teams and lost to the bad teams.
it seems like
Either one of those teams might make the playoffs, but neither one of those teams will win a playoff game. We all know that.
yeah.
Probably the worst division in football, the NFC least.
I was going to say the NFC East is. You look at the records, and it's either the most competitive or the worst division in football. However you want to look at it.
You know what I see when I look at the NFC East? I see 4 dumpster fires.
Well, Redskins fans, keep pace. If you somehow win out and Dallas loses out and the Eagles lose out except for beating Dallas, you make the playoffs at 7-9.
And,
I'm not even kidding. That's a real stat.
And
That's
how
sad
pissed
this
is your fan base because you can't even tank right?
That is funny.
And then the night game, Saints and the Falcons, ships right in New Orleans.
Young Soku, MVP, 2 onside kicks. He had a horrible kicking game.
3.
He had 3, and then one called back. That was legendary. But they still lost because the Falcons have no offensive line.
That was pretty
And
cool
Matt
to
Ryan
watch.
was running for-
That was pretty
running
cool
for his
to watch.
life.
Good entertainment value. Made the game interesting.
Dare I say the Falcons were better without Devontae Freeman? Just putting that out there. He comes back. They start.
Saying that because it's true.
He comes back. They start losing again.
Come on, Devontae Freeman.
I didn't draft him in any leagues for a reason.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what a disappointment! No Julio Jones.
Yeah. That was.
Well,
Which
I gotta say,
and we thought that would make Calvin Ridley relevant, but it only put the best defenders on him, so he was irrelevant.
And it definitely made me pay attention during Thanksgiving dinner. I had to swap out a receiver really quickly. Oh shit! All right.
But at least you did. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
well, what about my waiver wire last week? I said Russell Gage, and he goes out there, catches 5 of 9 for 52 yards and a touchdown.
You got
There you go. I didn't.
You got an eye for talent there, Jack.
Yeah, well, I have to say, one of the best traditions, the NFL, I love the turkey leg after the night game. They bring out that big cart, and all the players are just surrounded, and they're just munching down on turkey. That's a great tradition.
Bring back the turducken.
And you know
That's
what?
right up there with booing Goodell at the draft.
On that turkey leg note, I carved the turkey at my house and then kind of retired to the TV room afterwards, only to find out my brother-in-law carved off the turkey legs, the dark meat off of them. I wanted to be barbaric and enjoy one of those barbarian style.
Oh, look.
Rob that. So, but I digress.
The Sunday games. Oh, Jack, you called it. Andy Dalton back from the dead. So are the Bengals. Not really, but they get a win. There will be no undefeated teams in the NFL.
Winning spirit.
no winless teams in the NFL
And who
this
did
season.
they play?
The Jets.
the New York Jets.
Just end the season, New York Jets. And what did I do last week? After 2 stellar weeks in a row, I
Sam
put Sam
Darnold.
Darnold into
Yes,
my
you
starting
did.
lineup in my Vegas money league
Oh yes.
and benched
Oh, yes.
Carson Wentz, who outscored him 27-6. What a bonehead move! And I had to pay $5 to pick him up.
Man,
He will be dropped this week.
3 strikes, you are out.
They ask me why I drink.
Joe Mixon, probably his second or third game worth actually owning him this week. Robbie Anderson putting up a boom week instead of a bust week. Le'Veon Bell is pretty much the only player you want from anyone in this game.
Really?
Next up, the Titans and the Colts. Man, I am a believer in the Titans with Ryan Tannehill, not so much of Marcus Mariota.
What about Derrick Henry?
Yeah,
You've been down on him for years.
I know.
He is a stud.
Yes.
He has to have won you over by now.
Yeah, I think I acquiesced to him a couple weeks ago. Like, all right, after 3 months of him being consistent, all right, fine. He's a thing this year.
Fantasy player. I think the most annoying thing of the Tennessee Titans is that they can't pick one receiver and, he's the solid number one guy. They're all over the board, so you never know who to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few teams this year where you want none of their backfield. This is the Tennessee's a team where you want none of their receiving core because
It's all over the board.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Colts also another team you want none of their receiving core because as long as T.Y. Hilton's not there.
Yeah.
Jack Doyle's apparently a thing now. He kind of has to be.
Well, only because Ebron was gone.
Yeah, well that too, and there's a shortage of pass catchers in Indy at the moment. Eagles, Dolphins. Like the MVP of the week, Devontae Parker.
Gesicki got a touchdown.
Yeah, Fitzmagic show again. If you're desperate at quarterback, you want to try streaming.
The Dolphins punter, 2 touchdown pass. Might want to pick him up.
Yeah,
Elite waiver. Pick it up.
He probably got more points than Darnold did.
Yeah.
Probably did.
All right, so I'm going to say it. Is there an Eagles fantasy player you have to own at this point?
No, sir.
Nope.
This would be one of those weeks where I'd say pick up the defense, but after that performance, don't.
Alshon Jeffrey had a big day, but we'll be unlikely to see that again.
Yeah, and I think Deshaun Jackson's done playing football. Like, period. That's just me. Time will tell on this one. Packers at the Giants. No surprises here.
Aaron Rodgers, welcome back.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers becoming Aaron Rodgers at the perfect time of year for the Packers.
The Giants are a good buffet.
Saquon, where you been? That's Alan Lazard. I guess another deep flex play.
The Lazard King.
Hey, you guessed my waiver pickup this week.
Yeah.
You guessed one of 3.
Devontae Adams finally being Devontae Adams.
Jimmy Graham's still a dinosaur.
Yeah. Saquon and Evan Ingram, only Giants you want to own. Evan Ingram.
Ingram's out.
Yeah, what's it? Hopefully he's back from injury soon.
Every week I'd be hoping for that, and every week I
Nudge,
see
nudge.
the fat donut around
Yeah.
his name. Oh, out.
Yeah, and it's been hurting me on a couple teams. Rematch, Browns at the Steelers. Man, we have. I don't know about you. I left the Steelers for dead a while ago, and
Duck.
they are alive.
Rasputin, they just won't die.
Yeah, they got their nails dug into that wild card spot in the AFC. Yeah, Duck Hodges again. If you're looking to stream, maybe that's the only Steeler I'd recommend owning.
You're starting him in a playoff game.
You're in trouble.
I'm wondering how you got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
James Washington, 4 for 4, 111 yards and a touchdown.
You're not going to see that every week.
Yeah. Odell, welcome back.
Steelers defense, though, pretty good.
Yeah, they've been worth, if they're on your waiver wire, they've been worth streaming.
Well, they're playing this week. Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and it's a good week to start Vance McDonald, the tight end against Arizona.
Start your tight end.
Yeah.
Brett Flintstone could be your tight end this week as long as he's playing against the Cardinals.
Yeah, he'll get 12 points. The Redskins at the Panthers. Ooh.
Oh, my
The Panthers, Ron Rivera. Come on, bro.
And
Rivera is part of the God
Goodbye.
And Riverboat Ron finally gets snake eyes. See ya.
Predictions on where he'll go?
I think he's going to a nice island where he can sip a cocktail this weekend because he's still getting paid.
Yeah, I think Rivera ends up being a coordinator somewhere.
I think he might take over in Philadelphia for Jim Schwartz. I think
D coordinator.
the
Yeah,
Eagles
they're
are having
good
a bad
friends.
year. They're going to have to shake things up.
Peterson is a good
Great
friend
ties
for the
with
Rams.
Peterson. You heard it here first.
Wishful thinking.
Pseudo bold prediction.
We can't have nice things. You know that won't happen.
But in this game, Darius Geis, it's a Redskin.
On my bench.
Proceed with caution.
Running back 2 on the MVP lineup.
Yeah.
I would not hesitate to pick him up for if you're desperate.
DJ Moore with the big old game.
No AP. Not
Yeah.
going to do it.
Yeah. DJ Moore is a big game. CMC, I mean, if the guys, CMC's in a class of player like, if
Studley.
your floor is when he put up 17 points, like
Probably.
I'm okay with that.
It's a disappointing week for him, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if that's your floor, I'm fine with that.
me too.
But not many other fantasy. Greg Olson, I mean, I have him at tight end, and he's been.
Didn't he get banged up in the game? I think he got out.
He's been reliable. He's in the concussion protocol.
Got knocked out. He's fine, though.
Yep, he's in the concussion protocol.
Concussion protocol. You're kidding me.
But that team's on a bye week for me, so I got a week for him to rest up. He's been reliable for me. That was a Sunday morning waiver pickup. Someone wasn't planning there for me to scoop, and he's done nothing but be consistent. And then in the tight end spot this year, that's all you. That's perfect. Just be consistent because it's been a dumpster fire at tight end this year. Bucks at Jaguars. Minshew Mania. It's back. Nick Foles.
back.
Good too. He's announced to be the starter for the rest of the season.
Nick Foles just follows the pattern, right?
my God.
He goes somewhere. He's a backup. Kicks ass.
Nick,
Gets a starting
Please come back to
contract.
Philly. Please come back to
yeah.
Philly.
He's not
Foles
meant to be a
match
starter.
Only exists in South Philly. That's the only place.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw some major shade right here, but I think Nick Foles is the greatest system QB of all time. Because that's what he is.
You just threw shade at your own team.
Bring it back.
Well, I'm
Bring it back.
I ain't wrong.
Hey,
It's true.
This could be the greatest deal of all time. The Jaguars could be paying him to be our backup next year.
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
But as far as the Jags, not a good performance for really anyone in the uniform. Well, what kind of day did Fournette have?
Fournette. 14 rushes, 38 yards, 9 of 11 for 53.
I think
That's
I think the best
like-
Jaguar was D.D. Westbrook as far as performance wise.
And you can't see Westbrook ever.
What
Yeah.
about Big Chark? Chark do anything?
No.
Oh, my God. 3 points?
No, yeah.
2 of 5 for 47 yards?
Yeah, and in PPR he got you a whole whopping 6.7. So
Well, hey, back to Minshew Mania next week. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
We shall see.
Bucks backfield. Peyton Barber, don't fall for it.
Oh!
It was just
Don't do it.
it was just his
Ronald
turn.
Jones too.
It was just his turn this week. It'll be Ronald
Don't
Jones'
drink
turn
the
next
Ronald
week.
Jones Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Chris Godwin had himself a game. Took himself a month and a half off. Mike Evans, just Mike Evans is boomer bust this year, right?
He was, then he
Famous
wasn't, then he
too.
was.
Famous Jameis let me down a little bit this week.
Yeah, well, it's what he does. It is what he
Got to get
does.
some crab legs in front of him. He'll run faster.
Yeah, right. Tell
T.
him.
Howard, second best season performance, a 5 of 6 for 60 yards. Yeah.
Speaking of, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
That's some.
Oh, don't even think about it.
That is a fantasy mirage. Oh, and then all right, let's move on to the Super Bowl preview. Niners and the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, San Francisco. Talking about don't fall for it. The San Francisco backfield. It was Raheem Mostert's turn. Breida's supposed to be coming back. Tevin Coleman's still in the mix. San Francisco is the most run-heavy offense this season. They're also the most. This is my stat. The most by committee running offense.
I take the whole San Francisco offense and I'd put it on a roulette wheel and I'd say spin it.
Yeah,
You don't know who's going to win every week.
and that
Or you could put both of them. You could start both running backs and put one at flex. You can't lose.
Yeah, but you'll lose on 2 out of 3.
Yes, you will. But you never know. One might have a ridiculous day.
Mark Andrews though had himself a day.
Usually does.
Hollywood Brown, it was a bust week for him. Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson. Mark Ingram's Mark Ingram. And then the game you guys are at, Rams and the Cardinals.
Robert Woods, welcome back, sir. You're about 13 weeks late, but we don't care.
After I cut you 3 weeks ago.
172 yards and no touchdowns, but still.
Oh my dude, this was a PPR gold mine. What is this?
Sure was.
20 points? 20 points.
Yeah, and
13 and 19 for 172. That's ridiculous.
I wonder how many people will pick up Robert Woods this week and get 2 points next week.
Yeah.
Like I did the rest of the season.
Just I had him and his 34 points on my bench. I was pissed, but I still won that matchup. But Todd Gurley being Todd Gurley for a week. Cooper Kupp did all right.
Tyler Higbee. 7 of 800 yards, touchdown.
For picking up the slack for Gerald Everett. I put Jared Goff in that fantasy mirage category. Don't buy it. He has not performed this year. He's not been consistent.
We have a tough game next week. I think they play Seattle, if I'm right.
Cardinals, yeesh. Ooh. Kenyon Drake's the only Cardinal worth owning, and not a great week for him.
Maybe Kyler Murray on most weeks, but not last week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Kyler Murray is a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year. My bad on that one. Chargers at the Broncos. Man, apparently...
Lock, whoa!
Yeah. They just needed anybody but Joe Flacco, a quarterback in Denver.
Joe Flacco Seagulls.
Yeah.
Hey.
But Cortland Sutton with a monster game.
Deshaun Hamilton dropped the touchdown.
Yeah.
He's relevant in fantasy.
But fantasy performance in this game, Melvin Gordon.
You know what?
Keenan Allen.
I have Cortland Sutton in a couple leagues, and I always bench him. Why? The guy does produce, even with mediocre quarterbacking.
I think
Something to think about.
The team that he's on probably holds you back from starting him. I know it has for me a couple weeks.
But you know what? They're usually behind, and they usually have to throw, and he's the only guy to throw to.
Yeah.
And he produces every week. And I still bench him. I look at his name, and I'm like, no, can't do it.
Yeah. Raiders and Chiefs.
Blowout.
Yeah.
That was a blowout.
Maybe next year, Chucky.
It was a blowout at the Rams-Cardinals game, so we were in the 200 level, so I go over the TV, and I start watching this game, and I'm like, come on, Gruden, you got to be competitive. This is for the division, I think. I think it was like for the division tie. But
I mean,
still.
Mahomes throwing 4 and running 4 touchdown.
It is really hard to win an Arrowhead.
Josh Jacobs being Josh Jacobs. Darren Waller, welcome back.
100 yards.
But again, the Chiefs run game, you stay away from it, kids.
Oh, my God, it's worse this week. Did you see who they signed?
Spencer Ware. Back from the dead.
Holy mackerel.
Back from the golf course, Spencer Ware.
They have to cut somebody after that.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, that says who got Damian Williams. To me, that says everything about his injury. It's going to be a while if they sign Spencer Ware.
Christmas present, Spencer Ware, an NFL paycheck.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's how Christmas is getting paid for this year.
Every Kansas City Chiefs running back on the roster has been hurt this year.
Yeah.
Every one. Maybe a new strength and conditioning coach? I don't know.
Yeah, something. Pats and Texans.
The Cheetahs went down.
Yeah,
Damn, that was emphatic.
I just to me, you know what this game did for me? To me says I don't know who the Texans are.
I don't know who the Patriots are.
Yeah, I'll give you that too. I mean, the Patriots are still 10-2. That's who the Patriots are.
Yeah,
but the Texans,
they're not a convincing 10-2.
Like the Texans go out, what is it, the week before and barely show up against Baltimore, and then this week they beat the Pats. Like, I don't know about Texas.
I think the Pats are in trouble. I really do.
We say that every year. Congratulations that the Patriots just won the Super Bowl.
No one gets more out of less than Belichick, but I think he's squeezing everything he can out of this orange, and I think it's just about out of juice.
Antonio Brown's sitting there waiting.
No, this is what happens every year. They say they lose a big game, they get blown out or something. Then everybody's like,
This year feels different.
it's done.
This
year feels different.
Jack's being
And they're
right.
like, nobody, and then everybody in the locker room is like, nobody believes in us. They get motivated, and they win the Super Bowl. This happens every year.
This year feels different.
It does?
It just does. To me, it does.
They're still going to win the division every year. Who's the next best team? What, the Bills?
Yeah.
Beat the Bills every year.
Yeah, the Bills are quietly just winning games.
The Bills, bro. I like the Bills. I'm a fan of John Brown.
Hey, the Bills are kings of losing Super Bowls. They could do it again this year.
That's true.
Oh, that's not nice.
Hey, that's just
like that.
that's just history, Jack.
Facts don't
It is
lie.
history. I remember watching that documentary. I felt bad for Mr. Jim Kelly in Orchard Park, New York.
What about Scott Norwood?
You know, they actually, when he came back from the game, everybody actually cheered for him. I thought that was nice. I don't know how they did that. That wouldn't happen in Philly. I didn't guarantee it.
All right, the Monday night game. Possible NFC playoff preview. We might see these
what a
teams
game.
play again.
What a game.
Vikings and
But I
Seahawks.
hate you, Stephon Diggs. I hate you.
Seahawks
Nothing.
all
It's
half the team had the flu apparently. Like 8 guys had the flu. Chris Carson, 102 yards.
Get out of here.
Touchdown. DK Metcalf.
Didn't Penny have a couple of scores?
Yeah, what about Penny?
Yeah, Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny.
Making Chris Carson sweat for his gig.
You got to be concerned if you have either of those running backs.
Yeah, because
Both
now it's
were in
turning
now.
it's
Penny
now
had
Buccaneers
big run
situation.
against the Eagles, and now they're going to go with him. They're like splitting carries. Now you got the dreaded RBBC, running back by committee.
Yeah. And then
That's never a good thing heading into the fantasy playoffs because there ain't going to be 2 100 yards rushers very often.
And then the fantasy headline from this game, Tyler Lockett, thanks for nothing.
Oh my god, nothing.
If
Absolutely
you,
nothing.
If you needed Tyler Lockett to get you a win last
You
night,
took the L.
oops.
Or Diggs in the second half did nothing.
Yeah.
Literally,
was horrible.
not even one catch.
I think Seattle's lack of pass catchers is going to be a liability.
James Hollister caught a few. It's your touchdown.
Yeah. But Dalvin Cook being Dalvin Cook.
Oh, well, Madison now is a huge target on the waiver wire because
Well,
Dalvin Cook is injured, but I heard
no.
Dalvin Cook's fine.
Dalvin said he's fine.
I think everybody's going to rush out there for Madison, and Dalvin's going to be Dalvin again. But if you have Dalvin, you really need to pick him up, Madison. But it probably won't happen unless you have like a waiver claim advantage because everybody's going to be running out thinking, "Oh, Cook is out; he's not coming back." And
Hey, I got Cook in a league. I'm not worried. I'm not rushing out to pick up Madison.
well, you know what? I have Cook in a league too, and it's a league with not a very deep bench. And I dropped Madison. I had him all season long, and I'm like, well, 1 week left. It's not going to hurt. I forget who I haven't picked up. Somebody like Randall Cobb or somebody, because I had like too many injured players on my bench, and I dropped Madison, and of course Murphy's Law in effect. So my waiver claim's in to pick him back up because I have Cook, but we'll see what happens.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Reinvent yourself at UCLA Extension. Explore continuing education programs to enhance and expand your skill set. Gain real-world skills taught by industry experts that you can apply immediately. Learn from anywhere and choose from a wide variety of online courses in entertainment, digital technology, business, engineering, and more. Winter Quarter begins January 4th. Learn more at uclaextension.edu.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, Jack. It's MVP lineup time.
We already talked about like all the players on here, but we'll start out with Deshaun Watson. 18 completions, 234 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 sacks, -1 rushing yards. And this is the first time I think I've said this stat for a quarterback. He caught 1 of 1 passes for 6 yards and a touchdown. What? A quarterback catching touchdowns? That's nice. But then James White. Now I don't know what to say. I don't know. My brain wants me to say don't buy the hype, but then I think about it more, and I'm like, he's James White. Like, he gets you air yards. He doesn't get you rushing yards.
It's a Patriot running back. Yeah,
that's the issue.
Yeah, he has value in PPR.
Well, listen to this: 14 rushes, 79 rushing yards, 8 of 11, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the air.
Next week, Rex Burkhead will have those stats.
Rex Burkhead. Chase Devlin will probably have those stats. Well, actually, I think he's injured. So, but anyway, Darius Geis, running back 2. Don't buy the hype. 10 rushes, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 of 3 in the passing game for 8 yards. Darius Geis, yeah, welcome, I guess. Devontae Parker. What? Devontae Parker in the MVP lineup again?
Yeah, this is a weird week as far as the top performers.
Again, if you're a betting man this week, you must have lost some money. But 7 of 10, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then a wide receiver 2, Robert Woods. Again, PPR. If you're a PPR player, take your 13 receptions at 172 yards and be happy. You didn't catch a touchdown, but still. And then a tight end, Tyler Higbee, back-to-back Rams, 7 of 8 passes, 107 receiving yards, and receiving touchdown.
You know what that comes down to? It's the holidays. That was a complete rundown of the island of misfit toys.
Yeah.
Every player on that list is part of the island of misfit toys.
Well, it doesn't stop there. The defense, the Tampa Bay defense? You're kidding me.
Have I heard any?
11 points allowed, 5 stacks, 2 picks, 2 fumble recoveries, 18 return yards, 2 4-down stops, 8 tackles for loss, and 4 3-and-outs. The
Chris,
Tampa
you got to
Bay
dub
defense.
that Christmas music in on this. That is the island of misfit toys if there ever was.
The only player you said that I heard that's maybe a locked-in starter at this point, God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Devontae Parker. Yep, I can't believe it.
Like everyone else, you were starting, like you got lucky. It was you had an injury. Like if you were starting that person, like it was an odd week. You said it best at the beginning, JR. A weird week.
Well, kickers are people too. So Brandon McManus, 30-39, then 2 50-plus field goals and 2 PATs. If you somehow had that lineup, you got a total of 221 points, and
you're probably not in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you had if you had that lineup, you are not in the playoffs. Yeah.
You might have collected your royalty for getting the most points for the week, but you will happily be sitting on the couch next week and watching your consolation games. But we'll go straight into waiver wire. All 3 of my guys scored touchdowns, starting off with Rashad Penny versus Minnesota, 15 rushes, 74 yards, a rushing touchdown, and 405 in the passing game, 33 yards, and a receiving touchdown. And they head to the Coliseum to play the Rams next week. So, but I don't know. This is I said I wouldn't want to touch this, especially with Carson still there. And I put this is a Buccaneers situation. So this is literally the Buccaneers, only inflated.
Yeah, there was good running backs.
And then Russell Gage, wide receiver for the Falcons, against New Orleans, 5 of 9, 52 yards and a touchdown. Play Carolina next at home. I really don't even know what to say here. Touchdown dependent. If you're starting him in the playoffs, what are you doing? I don't know. And then Benny Snell, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Browns, 16 rushes, 63 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. And they caught 1 pass for 4 yards. That's a favorable matchup in Arizona next week. But again, still depends on Connor. Pittsburgh is using the run, though, especially with the issues at quarterback. When you have a duck and a reindeer as your two quarterbacks, it's looking bleak. But they're still doing good. What? Reading record, though.
Yeah, they got that last AFC wild card locked up at the moment. We'll see how their season turns out.
Well, then we got this week the Lazard King. Alan Lazard, wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, versus the Giants. 303 yards and a touchdown, 3 passes, 3 targets. That's what I like to see, the age-old thing. Averaging 30... I'm not even going to do the math here, but that's 30-plus yards a catch.
And all of a sudden, the Pack is back.
And hey, we got a favorable matchup next week against the Washington Redskins at Lambeau Field.
Oh.
So I would not hesitate to pick up the Lazard King, if you're a Doors fan especially.
I wrote down Zach Pascal type beat, so we shall see. And then Raheem Mostert. Before I say anything here, proceed with caution, because this is completely dependent on if Breida plays. If Breida plays, I wouldn't even pick him up. But if Breida does not play, then you might get a 19 rushes, 146 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown, and then 2 of 2 for 8 in the air. But
that 49ers wheel.
Hey, that's in Baltimore against the defense, and you did that against that defense. But they do play New Orleans next week in the Superdome, so that is not a favorable matchup. And then welcome. You have joined the Zach Pascal, Darius Geis, as the only player to be on the MVP lineup in the same week, be on waiver wire, as you got 10 rushes for 129 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. 8 yards, I wouldn't pick him up, but it seemed convenient that I could just chuck him in here because he had a big game against Carolina, but Lambeau next week. But again, he's still going to split stuff with AP. Well, he's not going to split, but AP still exists. But Callahan likes to run, Bill Callahan, and it's been working the past few weeks, so we shall see.
Yeah, but Lambeau in December, have fun.
Skins are hot.
Good luck with that.
Some could say they're on a streak.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
We're getting into the games this week. Thursday games. Cowboys, Bears.
Trubisky did.
Yeah,
I gotta think the Cowboys are pissed.
Yeah, this is a bounce back game.
I gotta think so, but I'll be rooting for those Bears. But who are you gonna start this game?
The big three from Dallas.
Dak. You're starting Dak. You're probably starting Cooper, who has not been
himself
reliable lately.
No, but you're starting Zeke.
You got to start Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke.
And you're probably going to start Montgomery, and you'll probably be disappointed.
To me, Zeke's in that class where, regardless of the matchup, he starts because he's Zeke.
Maybe Allen Robinson.
Yeah, Allen Robinson flex play, but yeah, fantasy wise, it's mostly Cowboys in this one. If you're starting anyone,
taking Cowboys defense.
No.
Against Trubisky, maybe. Yeah, I can see that
against the Lions. Darius Slay.
Yeah, but Bears are 6-6. Bears are now a 500 team. Lions, not so much. Move to the 1 o'clock games. Another NFC South battle. Panthers heading to Atlanta, taking on the Falcons. Obviously, you're starting CMC.
Field day for CMC.
Avoid Falcons running backs.
Yeah, like the plague. You're starting Julio Jones.
If he's healthy.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. I'm starting Calvin Ridley.
Now, Matt Ryan has been a serviceable fantasy quarterback all year. He hasn't been, been the best, but he has not been the worst. He's hung out in the top 10. Yeah. And yeah, DJ Moore, is flex
Austin
play.
Cooper still in play, or is he hurt?
He might play this week. He might play.
If he plays, you got to start him. He was the
Yep.
The most productive fantasy tight end before he got hurt.
Tight end to Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
If he's healthy.
Yeah, if he's out of the protocol. Moving to Ravens and Bills.
Don't forget DJ Moore.
That's it.
DJ Moore.
Flex play. Maybe even a wide receiver 1, depending how deep you are at receiver. He's really come on in the last month or so. And then Ravens and Bills.
It's going to be a good game, I think.
I was going to say, you never really hear this, but bet the under. This is going to be 2 defenses going at each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, because there's this X factor on the Ravens called Lamar Jackson. But you're starting him. You're starting Mark Ingram. As far as the Bills, Josh Allen is a starter if you have him.
John Singletary?
Yeah, Singletary and John Brown, they're flex plays to me. Yeah. Anyone else?
Singletary, I really want to start him, but man, tough.
Yeah, because
starting Justin Tucker.
Because the weeks I start Singletary gives me 9 points, and the weeks I bench him, he gives me 20.
Yep.
It's a crapshoot.
I'm seeing 9 this week. I'm not feeling 20. Are you?
No. Yeah. These are going to be 2 good defenses going at each other.
It's going to be like a 6-10 or something like that.
Yeah, the over under on this game is 43.5. And
watch it be a shootout.
Where's the game?
What's that?
Where's the game?
Oh, Buffalo.
I think it's in Buffalo.
Oh. That's a 10-6.
Oh,
yep.
my God. I hope we see that. I hope we see that
effects,
Colts game we saw a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's an ugly.
Bet
that under.
Good one.
Hey.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer if you've been relying on Lamar always. But you know what? You can't bet against him. He seems to be Superman.
Would you start both defenses, or would you pick one? Because I feel like you could start both defenses in this game. Like, obviously, you'd want to have the Ravens more, but I feel like if you have the Bills, you'd still start them.
I don't have that problem, so.
Yeah, me neither.
Either I have the Saints and the Patriots in most leagues.
But hey,
I'm glad I don't have to watch that one.
Speaking of ugly, Bengals at the Browns.
Oh,
The battle for Ohio.
I guess you got to go with Mixon.
And the Bengals, Mixon, maybe Tyler Boyd.
that's a maybe. That's a very very.
And I'm saying Tyler Boyd is like a flex.
If you're starting Andy Dalton, you're probably in the consolation bowl.
Yeah.
Consolation.
Same thing with Baker Mayfield. Just saying. You're starting Nick Chubb. You're starting Jarvis. You're starting Odell.
Yep. Pretty much the norm.
Yep.
It's a game that if you're not from Ohio, you're not watching.
Yeah. If you're not from Ohio, if you're not from the AFC North, you care nothing. Redskins at the Packers. Obviously, you start Aaron. Both of them.
I would still think about starting Geis.
Yeah.
I'd think about it.
Yeah, you can.
You're going to try to slow the game down and try to run. I mean, that's all I got.
You can run against the Packers this year too.
Reason to run. It's cold.
And yeah, you can run against the Packers this year. So yeah, I could see that. But you're starting both Aarons, Rodgers, and Jones. Devontae Adams is a starter.
The Lazard King.
Yeah, he's a flex play. McLaurin's a flex play if he's still even on your roster. He's now finally crossed the threshold on one of my teams where he's now been dropped.
Ooh.
I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I'm starting Rodgers. I'm starting Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mark Morris suit?
Yeah. Moving on to the lines and the Vikings.
Kyle Rudolph. I'm not even kidding at this point, honestly.
Kenny Galladay's the only Lion you want, right?
You know what? I have to agree with Jack. Kyle Rudolph he's getting some action.
Yeah.
Give me the Vikings defense. I like this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Against a third-string quarterback.
Yeah.
And Bo Scarborough. Okay, why not?
That's it. Kenny Galladay's the only Lion you even
Kinda worried
roster at
about
this point. To me, all the fantasy relevant players here are wearing Vikings uniforms.
Is this in Detroit?
Nope, it's in Minnesota.
Whoever the running back is for the Vikings, whether it be
Madison,
Dalvin, or if they rest Dalvin because he's hurt and they put Madison in, that's probably a 100-yard rusher.
Yeah.
I'd say it's my bold prediction, but it's not bold at all.
Yeah.
Lock.
And, another test for the 49ers, the Saints.
in the Superdome.
So far,
it's a very hard place to win.
With the exception of Seattle, the 49ers have risen to their challenges.
Starting Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
What's up with Alvin Kamara this year? A lot of Kamara owners are whining that they didn't get a very good return on their investment.
I think he's hurt. I think he's pulling a Gurley. I think he's playing hurt.
What about
Latavius Murray? He ain't no pushover, so.
I think Murray's actually been the better back.
I think Latavius Murray deserves a starting spot on another team.
I agree. I think you're right about. I think Kamara is hurt and they're hiding it, and maybe this is the week that Murray just takes over and they acknowledge.
Yeah.
But that San Francisco defense is tough, man. This could be another 10-6 or 17-14, something like that.
I would go out on a limb and say that's the only thing that says 49ers on it that you have to own and start is the defense.
Yep. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with that running attack. You never know which one of the entered monsters is going to be anything. And
I don't want Jimmy G. I don't want Emmanuel Sanders.
I want Michael Thomas, though.
I want George Kittle.
There you go.
I want Kittle, and I want Michael Thomas. That's about it, really.
Mm-hmm. You didn't think it got uglier than the Browns and the Bengals, but Dolphins and the Jets.
The Jets. Oh my gosh.
Do I dare keep?
No, you do not. Drop him now. No.
No.
I don't know. Everything I'm reading is just saying Darnold's.
And everything you read last week said that Darnold's going to throw for like 500 yards and torch the Bungles secondary, and he gave you 6 points. So drop him, and then he'll have ridiculous stats.
As much as you get tired of me saying it, just in the season, I just need to cut bait with Darnold now.
Yeah.
But then he'll go off. I don't know. You can't win.
The Eagles are playing the Giants. I got Wentz. I think it's time to cut bait on you.
I mean,
Darnold. That was the worst $5 I ever spent.
The only two players in this game worth starting are Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Parker. Everyone else.
Yep.
Stay away.
I have a $5 footlong than Darnold. He's gone.
Yeah. See, you could add a sandwich instead of Sam Darnold.
Instead of Sam Darnold.
Sandwich Darnold, you are gone.
Yeah.
Favor of a BMT from Subway. Eat fresh.
Colts.
Hearing that, sponsors?
Yeah.
Subway.
Colts and Buccaneers. Who do you want in this? Godwin?
Jameis Winston killed me last week. Thanks for nothing. Godwin, I will start. Ronald Jones, forget it. You're on my roster, but it's only for the last resort. I can't trust you. I can't trust you, Jameis Winston.
Famous Jameis, how are you starting him at this point? That's just oof.
Broncos and Texans. Anyone worth playing is wearing a Texans uniform.
Don't buy the Duke Johnson hype.
Portland Sutton, I mean, all he does is produce.
Yeah. It's true.
Broncos will probably be losing the whole game and have to throw. Somebody's got to catch.
But
that's about it. I don't know if I can trust Lindsey or.
This is Drew Lock's prove yourself game.
Also, too, it's the playoffs. Don't be cute. You're starting Deshaun Watson. You're starting DeAndre Hopkins. Chargers and Jaguars. Yeesh.
Oh my.
Keenan Allen.
Back woes.
Yeah, dude.
I benched Keenan Allen last week and he scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like Tyrod Taylor would fit the Chargers offense so well? Just because he can run. But nope, they still got old man Phillip in.
Old man Rivers.
You know what? I love the guy, man, but he's done. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Him and Eli came in the league together. They can retire together.
God bless him.
Yeah, but in this game,
Go back to Phillip.
But what? Keenan Allen, Fournette, Melvin Gordon,
You know what?
Hunter
Reminds me
Henry.
of being at the bar and the bartender says, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay
Yeah.
here." That's all, Philip.
DJ Chark. But yeah, that's
It's it.
yeah. Titans and Raiders. Let's see. Derrick Henry, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. That's about it, right? From this game.
Ty Williams, flex, not even probably.
Yeah, he has cooled off in the last month. He's
Yes, yeah.
I'm actually dropping him this week, and he
Broke his streak of touchdowns, actually.
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs is a nice find, though.
I like Josh Jacobs.
rookie of the year.
Yep.
Him and Nick Bosa, I can look forward to seeing them just standing on the thing. I don't even know anybody that comes close.
How this game has not been flexed to the night spot, I don't understand. But Chiefs and the Patriots.
Yeah, it was like last week. How did that the Baltimore Niners game? How did that not get flexed to prime time?
Yeah.
Instead, we got to see the stupid the Texans.
I'm
and
going to tell you
Patriots
guys
still
how
get
it works. Each of the networks get to protect certain games, and Fox and CBS have the right to protect certain games, and they're not going to let that slide to the NBC. No way.
Yeah,
That's why that happens. It's all politics. It's all money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's too bad that those games can't be flexed to that.
fantasy starters from this game though. What? Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, Edelman. And the Patriots, as far as must starts, it's like Edelman and that's it, right?
Yeah.
James White.
Brady, if you're like
I'd start
really,
James White.
really desperate. Brady's just not a fantasy
No,
quarterback.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't start Brady, but I would start James White. Flex.
Yeah. Steelers and Cardinals. Yeesh. Oof.
Why? Oh my gosh, this is just sad.
Is that
No,
the
I've,
Sunday night game?
No.
Oh, thank God. Jeez, I don't want to have to watch it.
Ooh, man.
What is it going to be? Benny Snell or is it going to be Connor?
We have probably the fastest quarterback in the league behind friggin' Jackson, and then we have a duck. And yeah.
I mean, like Kyler Murray and Kenyon Drake. Like,
Ooh, no, I don't like Drake no more. He did nothing. It would have.
Yeah.
He got to prove himself more. He had that one good
I'm-
game, and everybody was high on him.
I'm not sure I'd start anybody in this game except
Yeah.
maybe Kyler Murray.
yeah, I'm in that camp with you there, JR. Then the night.
The Cards' defense is bad, so if
Yeah.
Snell starts.
Ooh, what about the? I'd pick up the Steelers defense.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's not
Murray's
a
going to be
game.
running for his life.
And then the night game, the Seahawks and the Rams.
There we go.
Be a good
What?
one.
Oh no, it's not going to be a good one. The Rams.
Start
Look
your
what they did
Seahawks
last time on.
defense.
Look what happened last time the Rams were on prime time. They let RG3 in the end zone. That's how
Yeah.
bad it
Right.
was.
Well, you know what? We just saw the Rams in person, and they looked pretty damn good in Arizona. Of course,
Who are they
everybody
playing?
Looks good
Who
in
are they
Arizona,
playing?
Yeah.
except the Cardinals.
But the fantasy starters who Chris Carson,
But
Russell Wilson.
I do believe the Seahawks will feast on Jared Goff. Jared Goff does not look good this year.
Yeah.
Seahawks defense in a heartbeat.
You're probably going to start Cooper Kupp, though.
Robert
Probably
Woods,
start
flex.
Robert Woods, yeah, come on,
Rams
yeah,
tight end, depending on if it's
back
Everett
to
or
his normal, visible self. Russell Wilson is a must start. He's a possible MVP candidate. Although I think Lamar Jackson deserves it over him.
Are you starting a tight end in this game?
No.
Hollister,
You
if you're
still have
desperate.
faith?
If you're desperate.
This is the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I'm not starting a tight end in this game.
Yeah.
I can do better.
And then the Monday night game. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, they say the best for last. The NFC least.
Yeah, Giants at the Eagles.
Downey turnovers, about to throw for 500 yards.
Thank God I got full price for my tickets.
Let's see, fantasy starters in this game: Saquon Barkley and Zach Ertz. Anyone else?
I don't think so.
Miles Sanders, maybe.
No.
I mean, we are talking about the Giants D, and I'm starting Wentz.
We were talking last week about the Dolphins D. I don't want to hear that.
He threw 350 against the Dolphins, didn't he?
I don't care. I don't care.
The Giants' defense is pathetic. I have to start him.
Well, I think we figured it out. One of the Eagles, the offense will show up and the defense won't show up, or vice versa. So I hope.
But this is the Giants. They're horrible. But so was the Dolphins. But this is in Philadelphia too.
So they're probably gonna.
I'm starting Wentz. I
wouldn't be surprised if they boo the home team more than the away team.
I hope our listeners have better options, but I don't.
Yeah.
I got Arnold, Wentz. I had a third too. He's so bad. I don't even remember who it is. So
there it is, Week 14. If you're in the playoffs, good luck. If you're fighting it, if you're in one of those 14-week leagues like I am, apparently, good luck in your final week.
If you're in consolations, please play your games.
Yes,
Don't
please.
Be that guy.
Please set your lineups.
And you know what? There were a lot of tough matchups for some very good players this week.
Yeah.
So if you got that coveted bye, it was earned and for a reason. So
yeah.
I'm going to enjoy that. I have 3 buys in 3 of my leagues, and you know what? It's great to earn that bye because you got a tough week like this where some great players like Lamar Jackson are going against the Niners. Tough matchups. Enjoy the bye for those of you. You've earned it.
Yeah.
Sit back, have a beer, and watch everybody beat each other up while you wait to play them next week.
Bold predictions?
Let's see. Bold prediction.
You are on a cold streak.
I am.
You were close last week. You had the, Vikings over the Seattle?
I did. Let's see. Bold predictions. Saints over the Niners.
That is bold.
I like the Niners offense better. Or the Saints offense better. Plus they got this guy called, he wears number 9. I believe in him a lot more than Jimmy G.
All right, Jack, what's your bold prediction?
Give me a second. You're up.
I'm not up. You're up.
Come on.
You guys should flip a coin.
All right, I'll give you one. It's not going to be who wins. I predict Darius Geis is going to get 100 yards against the Packers. I think the Packers will win, but I think the Redskins... I'm liking what I see from Geis. I really am. There's my bold prediction. Darius Geis puts up 100 yards against the Pack in Lambeau Field.
I want to pick an upset this week. And it's just... do I want to pick the Lions over the Vikings? I thought about saying that. But then
don't.
I was like...
No.
I would have probably done it. I probably would have done it if it was in Detroit, but I'm not going to do it. So instead, I'm going to trust the young gun, Mr. Drew Lock. Is going to take down Mr. Watson and the Texans in Houston.
Whoa, that's a good.
That's bold.
That's bold in all capital letters.
You know what? This Sunday is Jack's birthday, so. Happy birthday, Jack.
I could. All right.
He's only a year away from being my designated driver.
Oh, there you go. 1 year.
Right,
only.
Great show, guys.
All right. Yeah, it's been a great. If you're not in consolation games, it's been a great season. We'll catch you next season. Thanks for listening. Because there is that small segment where that's what is it? The last 2 teams generally don't make
next week.
Oh yeah,
back next week.
We'll
gonna steer you through to the finals.
Yep, we'll be here through the end. Yep. Oh, week 17 we might maybe do like a wrap up, maybe some predictions for next year, but yeah, as far as getting you through, we got this week, we got next 2 weeks, and then that's it. Fantasy football season 2019 in the books. It's crazy. Went quickly. Wait all year for it to get here, and then it just flies by. But thanks to everybody who has listened this year. Just remember, we are on Twitter at The Fantasy Hack. Email us, theffantasyhack@christophermedia.net. Check us out at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker.com, who's really been saving our butt here during while we have to migrate hosts for our website because 2019 was a big year for us, website-wise, with a lot of new traffic, and couldn't take it anymore. Got to move to a bigger server. So it's been a blessing in disguise the last week and a half here with the website being down. But we're moving to somewhere that
is
can,
under construction.
Yes, well, we're moving to somewhere that can handle all of the new traffic, and that's because of people like you listening to a show like this. It was our first season, so we appreciate you. We thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.